Paul lived in a two-bedroom trailer with 6 members in his family. His dad and mom worked at the nearest Wendy's, and for that they weren't able to ever keep out their finances. Welfare was their only option of keeping bread on the table, and for Paul, clothes he wore were at least 4 years old and handed down to him from his eldest brother. At school, Paul was mocked because of his lack of style due to his old, worn, and torn hand-me-downs. It wasn't his fault for being made fun of due to his clothes, but people still treated him poorly because they thought they were better than him. If everyone in school looked the same pertaining to their clothes, there would be many benefits to improve the learning environment. Uniforms must be enforced in public schools. I have never been an administrator who has created a uniform policy in an educational system. Instead, I have personally worn uniforms through elementary to intermediate school. Without uniforms in high school, I have seen the difference in the academic work environment and how uniforms truly play a major role in the success of the students in school. According to the Institute of Educational Sciences, in 2009 through 2010, approximately 57% of schools reported that their school enforced strict dress code policies, up from 47% 10 years previously. Uniforms are relevant in today's educational system. The time is now to choose your side, yes or no, to uniforms for your children. Uniforms in public school can help 1. Eliminate uncomfortable and distracting work environments, 2. Improve confidence, and 3. Improve safety on campus. So, let's begin with how uniforms can help eliminate uncomfortable and distracting work environments, with our other 2 topics of improving confidence and safety to follow. So, uniforms can help eliminate uncomfortable and distracting work environments. Restrictive new fashion trends inhibit learning. Eddie Scott, principal at Meade Middle on Fort Meade, tells the Baltimore Sun's writer, Attica Butler, there's a research that shows a correlation between appropriate dress and academic performance. Students will not be distracted with who is wearing what brands of jeans, shoes, or shirts. Students can focus on learning, which is why they are there. Certain clothing can be proved to be uncomfortable for the student and therefore create a less focused environment. Because of the in-style clothing worn by teenagers in school, the standard outfit isn't always the most comfortable to work in. These clothes include tight skinny jeans, short skirts, low-rise pants, baggy pants, and revealing tops, and so forth. As such, these fashion trends can distract males in their learning for older groups of students. Females can push the limits of the dress code in order to draw attention from the opposite sex, thus distracting the males' focus from their schoolwork. Likewise, females can be more focused on how they look to attract the males than they are on how they're performing in the classroom. Furthermore, uniforms improve confidence. Discrimination is discouraged by bridging the gaps between socioeconomic groups and cultures. Public School Review states that without socioeconomic differences prevalent among students, distinguished by their clothing, school uniforms help to minimize their efforts to fit in. To continue, Karen Polachek, a former LBUSD board president, said this about why she encouraged the Long Beach Unified School District to have a uniform policy. Uniforms help to create unity amid diversity by erasing ethnic and cultural tensions and encouraging values of tolerance and civility. The example of Paul previously exemplifies how a student can feel the pressures of his economic status and even culture. Paul cannot change much about his status or who he is, but what can help him and his confidence about himself, even though he's different, is by wearing uniforms to conceal any differences between him and other students. This creates equality and discourages discrimination. So, the next point. Discrimination is discouraged by less peer pressure. Dr. Alan Hilfer, senior psychologist in the Children's and Adolescent Unit in Maimonides Medical Center in Brooklyn, says, uniforms do eliminate competition, pressure, and assaults perpetrated by older kids on younger kids for their sneakers and other possessions. They also allow some kids to focus better, especially in the lower grades. Think back to your school days. Do you remember being pressured to wear certain clothing in order to be liked or to fit in? How about that most popular girl or boy in school? Did you ever feel like the need to compete with him? What about students around you? Did you ever notice that people were being bullied because of their appearance? How did you solve these questions? It's simple. Uniforms are the answer to ensure that students can find some solace from their peer pressures. The last point is uniforms can improve safety on campus. Uniforms in public schools help to reduce violence. Karen Polachek, once again, states that with uniforms they create defense. Recurring uniforms enhances school insecurity by permitting identification of non-students who try to enter the campus. Weapons have been concealed in jumpsuits, overcoats, and baggy gang clothing. According to STATS results, Justice.gov states, in relation to the Long Beach Unified School District, that the school uniform policy is credited with helping bring about a sharp drop in crime. According to the school district, during the last year, drug cases have dropped 74%, sex cases, 74% assault and battery cases, and 34% recorded fights are down by 50%. If these results can be seen throughout the nation in public schools, and not just Long Beach, California, could we possibly continue to reduce crime and violence in schools by such a degree simply by enforcing uniforms in public schools? I dare more school districts to take that challenge and see for themselves how far we can go to protect our students. Now, with these examples, can you see why uniforms in public schools can be so beneficial? Let's review why uniforms have such potential. Enforcing uniforms in public schools has the potential to create better work environments for students in education by reducing distractions, eliminating discrimination, and improving safety. Through these examples, students have a greater potential to learn more effectively in public schools. Uniforms have the ability to change the course of a student's future. I challenge you to just think for yourself of the many possibilities. Thank you.